Hey everyone, so just gonna give you a bit of an update on the extension. Um, yeah, so sorry again, but it's gonna be a bit delayed as we've announced. But we're really working hard and working all day, pretty much every day, um, to get it in as good a shape as we can for you before we release it. Um, but yeah, without further ado, let's get into the reader. Um, So I'm just going to show you some of the features so you can open it through the menu like this, and then here we can kind of see our collection of books that we've installed um, in our kind of welcome screen here. Then you can also go to the library to see all your books too. You got some filters for different file types, um, whether they're filter based on reading progress, all kinds of things like that. You um, yeah. The language, so it's all language based, and you can change that through the extension toolbar. Change the language, changes your collection, so you got a specific collection for each language. We can also, it also links up with the extension's day mode settings, so if the extension is in day mode, the reader will be in day mode. If we disable day mode, the reader then moves into dark mode with the extension. So yeah, one thing that you're going to want to look at off the bat is the settings page. Here you can just set some things up to do with parsing. So the first option is auto parse page. Does what it says on the tin. Every new page when you're reading it's just going to automatically parse it for you instead of having to click the parse button. And also auto hide Ruby text. So like furigana or pinyin that might show up. Um, if that is built into a page, which we'll see later, then it can kind of mess up the parsing functionality of the extension. So we can just remove this beforehand, and that'll stop anything from breaking and make things work smoothly again. So let's import some books. So the supported formats currently are text files, HTML files or web pages, EPUB files, subtitle files, and comics or manga in the form of a CBZ format. CBZ is just so if you have a folder of images, then you just want to get all the images and put those into a zip file, and then rename it from .zip to .cbz. That's all that is. That'll work. So let's drag in some files. So you can either click this book, add book button, and then click here to upload, or you can simply click the button and drag, or just drag from anywhere pretty much in the app. So let's add in a book, so an EPUB. This is what it looks like. It can get the information from the EPUB, fill that out for you with an image, and you can just open it. And this is what it looks like. You can kind of go through the pages, and then you can save the book. Looks like we've already saved that book before. If we really want to save it, then we can just click save again. Let's add another book. So this time we'll just click save the collection. And there we have it, got added straight in. We've got some favorites here. So you can just click this heart to kind of, pick and choose. Yeah, so this one's a web page that I imported earlier on. But we'll see how to do that in a sec. Oh yeah, and also manga and comics. So I've got some manga prepared, so let's open Japanese. And let's try So we can open this new one. Same process as before, you can just kind of drag the manga in, it gets the file, save the collection, and there it is. And then with the manga, it's got a different kind of mode, so you can kind of drag around, and then if you get kind of lost, you can click this recenter button. You can zoom in with the mouse wheel, and then you can click to go forward page and double click to go back page. That's pretty much it. We just wanted to make sure it felt as smooth as possible when reading comics or manga. Okay, so then a really cool feature that we've been working on is importing web pages from the extension. So let's just make sure it's all refreshed. So if you're reading a web page, obviously a page as big as this, you're probably not going to sit there and read it in one sitting, and it's also the extension's probably going to have a hard time with it usually. So you can now just right click and open a Migaku reader. It'll bring you to this page and just wait a while as it kind of processes it. It's finished, and then same as before, we can just open it to have a look. And so we're just going to work on these images not coming in correctly, but it just processes the file just like this so that it's easier to read. It's in nice blocks like this, and then obviously you can parse. So unfortunately we left it on Japanese. Let's open a different kind of web page. So you'll see that wasn't saved because we just opened it, but if we go to NHK Easy News for Japanese, then we can make sure to refresh because we updated the extension. So we can just import, wait for a little bit, and we can see like that, and then open reader, and there we have it. So yeah, as I said, it uses like a readability function, which kind of makes it easier to read some web pages, but for other web pages it doesn't work very well. So we're working on further options for this, but for now, just yeah, that's the situation. Yeah, so when it comes to reading, you've got AWSD for going left and right. You've got the left and right arrow keys as well, and you'll also notice this timer. So you get a little reminder here. You can start it by clicking this button, and then you can pause and play the timer just by clicking it. And you can also use the T key to do the same. So if we put this timer on while we're reading, it's all great. It'll just keep going. And if you kind of are idle, so if you don't press anything or move the mouse or click, after a certain time, it'll, suggest you to keep moving and stuff, so that just so that we know that you're there, and it makes sure that the reading time is going to be accurate. Also, if you click out of the reader, it will automatically pause the timer until you click back in. So that's just something to be aware of. So if we look in the top right, we've got a save book button, and we can also click here to see some more information about the book. We can view the chapters. For web pages, there's always just one chapter, and we can also view bookmarks. No bookmarks right now, so let's add one. Okay, we get a nice message. Let's save the book, create a bookmark. There we have it. Easy as that. View all bookmarks, and there we have it. We can kind of edit. Let's just put something like nice book. There we go. That's all saved. Yeah, so now we can move on to here. So this is the font options. You can select different fonts. Yeah, that one's kind of funky. Yeah, different kind of fonts. You can adjust the font size. And we've also got support for vertical text. and text directions. So Japanese probably want vertical and right to left. We just click out. So there we have it, and furigana and everything's there. Now, as I said, we need to remove the Ruby. So let's try parsing with Japanese. We'll see that we get some doubled up furigana and what have you. Not a good, showing. But if we enable our auto hard Ruby text setting and then just kind of change the pages and then reparse, we can see that now the furigana is all fixed. So that's good. As we can see, so let's go back to horizontal text and let's go back to Mandarin and all those font settings. The font family is specific to the language, so you'll see the font's gone back to normal now. Now let's enable auto parse page, and as we open this book, we see everything gets parsed automatically. Keep going through, keeps getting parsed, and that's, we hope that's useful for you. Let's see. Yeah, so let's enable this timer. So this timer will track your time and it'll save it, keep it saved. But right now it's just kind of a proof of concept implementation. If you were to update the extension, it's likely to basically get rid of all your progress. So if you are planning on using the stats tracking right now, then you'll have to manually back up your stuff, just like writing it down or putting it into your own kind of tracking system. And if we go back to the welcome screen, we can see our stats here. We've got stats for today and stats like total stats, so over all time. So we've read one page today and we've spent like not very long reading. And if we click this icon, we can also modify our daily reading goals. So right now it's on 10 and 1, but if we kind of decrease that to like 3, we'll see our progress is much better now. And we can also adjust our hours spent reading, but this is as low as it can get really. And that'll all be, saved, but obviously it's not fully implemented right now, and you will lose all your stats if you update the extension at any point. So we recommend that you don't really rely on it right now, but you can try it out, and if you want to keep it, you can write it down and stuff. But in future, we are going to implement some syncing functionality, such as like we've got with the word list right now, but that's still to come. So this reader is going to be released to the backers, as I said, and hopefully by Thursday this will be at the beta tier, but that depends on how many bugs show up. But we're going to try our best. As soon as this is released to backers, we're going to try our best to nail down any bugs that do show up. So back tier, if you do install this, just tell us if you have any problems, and yeah, let us know how it's going, and yeah, we'll try our best to keep on top of it. So thank you, and have a nice day.